Hello, and blessed Lughnasadh lamas, my friends on Patreon, YouTube, Facebook, and whenever you come across this video. I am your witch, I guess for the moment, your host, your whatever, Mark, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. That's 24 years. That's 24 years at the time of this recording. I am the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There is a link in the description box and you can preview the first chunk for free. And I am, of course, a creator on Patreon, patreon.com. /Drawing the Circle, my joy, my creative field day every single day. And they're going to see this first, my humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, which are my subscription tiers at the time of this recording. Thank you guys so much for your love and support and your subscriptions. And I'll see you, you'll see this before everybody, and then I'll see you in the morning with a cup of coffee talking about Lughnasadh lamas on the actual celebrated day of. So, I'm gonna remember, don't leave the magic hanging over your head, Mark. Lughnasadh is one of the 8 Sabbats of the pagan wheel of the year. We're going to do a little third eye thing if you haven't been following me for a while. There's a lot of videos on my YouTube channel. Just put Lughnasadh in there and third eye. You'll see all sorts in there. Been teaching this stuff for decades. But I do have on my cell phone a Google Doc that has the setup for everything, an outline for what I'm going to do here, as well as the spell itself. So just so that there are no surprises necessarily. I don't like to do that, right? I don't like to be, all of a sudden left turn to Albuquerque. No. I'm just going to read through this quickly, and then we're going to do it. And let's see how long it takes. By the way, I am doing this at 11:49 p.m. Eastern Time on the 31st of July. So I'm keeping it a little bit softer, a little bit quieter, because, you know, the windows are open. Not everybody needs to know my during the day, I don't care, but at night people are sleeping, that's fine. Which I think really suits what we're going to do here tonight, whenever you watch this. Good. Okay, so we're opening a welcome. Hi, just did it. Opening prayer and statement of purpose. We'll do that once I go through this. We're going to chat a little bit about Lughnasadh. It's the sixth Sabbat of the pagan wheel of the year, corresponding to the 6th chakra, which is the third eye. We'll go into that quite a bit because I got quite a bit I want to talk about there. Then we'll talk about the magical tools appropriate for said spell. You don't need them, but they're helpful if you want them, just like tools, like anything else. I'm going to be working with stones and oils instead of a candle for Lughnasadh as a fire Sabbath. Could have easily done this with the candle, and so could you if you want to, so you do you. We'll get there. Then the actual working, I'm going to devote the altar, cleanse and consecrate the Ajna stone, which just sounds straight out of like Marvel Comics. Anoint and empower said Ajna stone, and then chant the spell. So I'll get to the spell later. We'll talk about that. We'll do the spell itself. And then after that, we'll do a little cool down prayer meditation thingy to sort of release you back into the normal world, whatever you want to call it. The third and fourth dimension, because we're going to go up most likely into some of the higher overtones of the 5th, I would think. So let's do that opening prayer. I've been in prayer and meditation on and off all day, getting ready to do this because I really wanted to do it on August 1st, which, by the way, it's usually celebrated on August 1st or 2nd, depending on which tradition you're looking at. You can find a version of it around the world, I'm sure, because they're solar days, right? Like the solstices, the equinoxes, and then you have the cross quarters. This is a cross quarter. Otherwise, it would just be 4, right? Spring, summer, fall, winter. So it's actually the astrological cross quarter when the sun is at 15 degrees in Leo, which is Sunday, August 7th, 2022, at the time of this recording. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put this out. I'll probably release this to YouTube a couple of days before the 7th so people can, you know, get into it, whatever. But lovely, I'll be able to do this spell. I've been doing it now for about 24 hours, memorizing it, working it on myself. So this is going to be lovely. So get yourself comfortable in a position you can stay in for a couple of minutes. I'm going to pop up a picture, put on the nice soothing meditation music. I like this music. I will get different eventually, but for right now, this suits the purpose. So just take a moment. I'm going to give you the best that I got here. I'm rested. I'm well fed. I prayed. I meditated. Did my hair. Well, the sun is in Leo and I'm Leo rising, so let's have fun with this. Like whatever else is going on in the outside world, take a moment and tune in. Scan your body. Just head to foot. Slowly just check for any place that feels tight, tense, or holding on. And just do whatever you need to physically do to get comfortable. And of course, you know, safety first. If you've got candles around you and you're prone to nod off in meditation or anything like that, just make sure everything is safe around you so that you can really bring your focus more inward. So just breathe that relaxation, even if it's just a little bit. I always check my lower back because that's a tricky place for me. I tend to hold tension in my shoulder, so a little shoulder roll, a little shoulder shrug. Allowing the body to settle down. Now you can just go put your attention on your breath. Just witness your breath for a little bit. And how the actual awareness of the breath does begin to change it little by little. And certainly you can add some intention to that if you want to go deeper in breath and duration. And notice how that just calms down the mind. The element of air, breath, thought. Just let the thoughts go in and out. Just like breath. And you automatically find your center, come into that still point. The breath is going to go on with or without your attention, so just give it some attention for a little bit longer. So I'm going to offer this prayer. As I call upon our collective pantheons of the divine, our guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, ancestors, and higher selves all the way back to the divine singularity, the nameless Tao, the mother of all, to surround us all in a force field of light whenever anyone is watching this. And right, me here and now in a force field of light, dictating and protecting the work before us to do. This blessing, this spell, this power of Lughnasadh for the third eye, that we may see clearly and with sacred knowledge. And may all information and energy that exchanges between us all, at all levels of all overtones of all dimensions, all aspects of the mind, known and unknown, conscious, subconscious, unconscious, do so clearly, cleanly, and for the well-being of all. And as ever, use me, all aspects of self, known and unknown, every cell, every tissue, every organ, every system, that I may be the channel of guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power you signed me up to be in this lifetime, and make it the best thing I've ever done, a blessing upon this world, part of the permanent paradise, planet Earth paradigm. It's just a lot of alliteration. Oh, that we may see things differently. And that is our third eyes heal. All third eyes heal. And we will seek only truth and do what we came here to do, fulfilling our roles in a much larger plan than anything the third eye can conceive or imagine, for our well-being and for the well-being of all. May we have a blessed Lughnasadh whenever anyone catches this. So might it be. And so it is. Your eyes are closed, you don't gotta slam them open. Just breathe. Yeah, this one feels really, really chill. And, oh, it is now... Oh, no, it's 11:58. We're almost there. Almost there. Could have done this as a live stream, but yeah. Nah, I want to edit it. So, opening prayer, check, statement of purpose. Our statement of purpose is to, honor, touch into the energy of Lughnasadh. We'll talk about it in a bit. And make yet another magical tool. Now, the magical tool, to me, is a carrier of the spell. For me, it's all about the spell. I'm a spell designer. What do you want? I've been doing it for a very long time to teach people how to do it. My book, Spell Ingredients, only available on Patreon. I don't know if I want to make it into a Kindle. I might. I don't know. You never know. It's in there. But certainly, the tools presented themselves to me. This spell was like written in an hour, which for Virgo, takes a while for us to cross the T's, dot the I's, and still was editing it up until maybe 3 or 4 hours ago. So let's talk about Lughnasadh. It's the 6th Sabbath of the pagan wheel of the year. It is the first harvest of 3 harvest Sabbaths. You got Mabon, autumnal equinox after this one, and then Samhain, the final harvest. Now you know why it's Samhain Halloween, right? The final harvest. Pumpkins and all that. But this is, this is a great time for me as a gardener, right? It's like I'm going to see the tomatoes seeds, they're out there, they're growing, right? We're going to start seeing the moon vines out there, right? Things are going to start popping out there in the garden, so to speak. So the first harvest, right? Like the belladonnas, the water vegetables, if you're a gardener. You get where I'm coming from. And with that third eye part of it, it is very much about weeding the mental garden, your corner of the garden, which of course affects everybody else's garden. We are all one. It's all how you want to see it, since we're talking about the third eye, the illusion of separation, really at the causal core of all of our woes and problems in this world, and has been since jump, because you can't get into a physical body without the illusion of separation. It's just we really bought into it. That we forgot, now we're remembering, we fell asleep, now we're awakening. It's just how it is. I didn't write the script, I just agreed to come in apparently and play the role. So, the sacred truth of the third eye, according to Carolyn May, so that's MYSS, she's a PhD, in her book, I'll always say that now, I think, Anatomy of the Spirit, in the third eye chapter. Each chakra has a sacred truth. Seek only truth, right? Seek only truth. It's so simple, but it's so not easy. And that's what this spell is here to help with. Don't you dare dim out on me. Cell phone, I love you. Please be kind. Okay, so there's a lot going on in each chakra, particularly if you have read Anatomy of the Spirit. I'm going to just mention a couple of the other things she talks about there, kind of weave it in. The chakras are like the Rosetta Stones of spirituality, right? It's like it's all inside of us, and it's a great book. Chokhmah and Binah, if you take the 7 chakras and the 10 spheres of the Kabbalistic tree of life, they do make 7 levels, right? So when we're in the third eye, we are looking at 2, right? Because Shekinah root chakra is 1, Sed is in 2nd chakra. Oh my God, the names, please. I would rather just say, yeah, those 2. I know it's endurance and integrity in the solar plexus makes sense, right? Tiferet, you can't forget Tiferet in the heart, balance, harmony, judgment and mercy in the throat chakra, leaving that behind. Well, as of As of now, 12:02, yay. Ship. I mean, you have access to all your chakras all the time, but this is a really, I find, way that works for me to just keep healing all year round as a pagan and as a witch. And eclectic, obviously. We're dealing with Sanskrit tonight. And why not? So Chokhmah is wisdom, and the contact point, that is the feminine part of the brain. Right? The receptive, whatever you want to call it. I guess, well, if I'm right-handed, that's my left brain. No, if I'm left-handed, that's my... If I'm right-handed, yeah, it's the opposite. So this time, my right brain. Yeah, whatever. The Binah, B-I-N-A-H, is divine understanding and the intelligence of God. So you can see that's kind of more the divine masculine of it. And what we're shooting for here is with the third eye to triangulate that and get us into, oh, what is it there? That ridge in between the two hemispheres. I used to know the name with that. It's like something Coliseum. I don't know. Cholesterol Coliseum, something like that. Please don't make me do math or chemistry or biology. I'm a witch. I'm going to stay in my lane with what I know. And look, we manifested. Yay. Blessed Lughnasadh loaf mass. This is Balthazar the Leo. Usually Melchior the Taurus pops up here. Oh, it's a mitzvah. Oh, it's a Balthazar mitzvah. He would come and sit on my lap during this whole thing if I didn't move, but that's not going to happen. White cat black cat on a white chair. That's my baby. Yeah, you lay down, sweetheart. He's like, yeah, fine. Good. I love my work. I love my life. So balancing those two, just to put that in there, because you're going to see the point of that in the spell. Also, the third eye has one of the sacred sacraments from the Christian tradition, as all of them do. The one in the third eye is ordination or holy orders, your life purpose. But man, people always want to make it this grandiose thing. And sometimes your life purpose, your holy orders, is just to forgive or love, or, like anybody has just one thing in their contract. But that's where it becomes mental. That's where we can start to tap into that. And also through those lenses, look back over our life and see that we've always been learning that. And that's why learning curve, right? You can be a lot more forgiving with yourself and others, little by little, I'm sure. But this is also sacred contracts, right? The sacred contracts that you signed up for coming into this life. Also, the chakras have deadly sins and holy virtues, or as Dr. Caroline Mace calls them, the graces and the shadow passions. The gold and the lead, if you watch my readings, you know what I'm talking about there with the Caroline Mace archetype cards. Young, forever young. I want to be forever young. The two graces I associate, and it's in my book, Words of Grace, available on Kindle, link in the description box, is the grace of knowledge, and the companion grace, the grace of clarity. So they're in the spell, that's why that's in there as well. And, the deadly sin is envy. Now, jealousy and envy sound similar, but to me, there's a little bit different. He's like, oh my God, I'm so jealous, right? Then there's envy. Envy makes you keep people's cars. Not that I've ever done that. I would never, I'm a Virgo. I would never do that. This is not me. I'm chaotic neutral, but let's leave it at that. I don't need to be stirring up trouble like that at my age. I'm 53 Thorpe. I know how to look at things. I don't know the fans back there. Certainly that's a tricky thing in this world. When you are possessed by the shadow passion of envy, the shadow takes over. You go crazy. You're not in your right mind. You're in your envious ego mind, which is fine to have the thoughts, but to understand that that's there to be loved. There is sacred knowledge. In other words, the grace of knowledge is that in that moment when it starts coming up, you go, okay, well, this is the voice of the human. Of course the human. Why wouldn't the human be envious of things that it wants? But here's the thing. Jealousy and envy are often intuitive signs that what you want, you're going to get, but not yet. So you see other people have it, and you're like, rah, 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 rah. And then you suppress it, which does great things to the cell tissues that nobody ever, or you lash out and you do stuff that you wouldn't have done anyway. That's what shadow possession is, and it only happens like popping a zit, right, to get the toxins out. So can you avoid that completely? Probably not. But with the grace of knowledge and the grace of clarity in tandem, just a little bit here, a little bit there, just a little reminder to ask for them, to pray for them, to invoke them, whatever words you want to use. You're able to see what's actually little by little by little going on, and then usually has nothing to do with the other person, and now he needs me. Be right back. I manifested a bottle of water. Now I took the opportunity. Belzy just needed my attention for about 2 minutes, so I figured while I was up. It's just water, folks. I'm not getting drunk. Well, Lughnasadh is certainly a good one to party up, or whatever. But, those summer nights. So that was a good transition, because now we're going to talk briefly about the tools, because the magical tools are the fun part of it, I think, for a lot of people in the crafts. Do you need them? No. Are they helpful? Sure. But they're art, right? You start with art. Great. Start with art and learn your correspondences. Use what works for you, whatever is written in a book or anybody else says. Makes sense to you, it'll work. That is the personal level of power inside of you that animates all of that. Anyway, so I chose stones and oils. I have my oil I'm going to be using that I keep in a vial around my neck when I wear it, of food grade frankincense oil, which is good. I don't use a lot of it, but that's the thing. I only use like 2 oils for my solar work, because you could use any solar oil. It's here on the thing, my choice, but you can use any solar oil. And of course I use I'm not going to get it right now. Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs is my rule of thumb, but you do you. Certainly you don't have to, like I said, use anything at all here. And looking for the stones, just, everybody kind of gets what third eye stones are about. But like amethyst, clear quartz does everything, but particularly for clarity, you can certainly use that. Amethyst is just known for kind of chilling out the third eye, very sobering stone in that way. Iolite, which is my choice because someone gifted me an iolite and it's tumbled and it's got enough flat surface that I actually lay down and have it sit on my third eye, as well as lapis lazuli, as well as really anything. Azurite will work. Whatever you do, you do you. Good. So yeah, just gonna anoint that. Otherwise, really everything else is just altar setup. Milky, or altar setup that I do pretty much every time I do this anyway. I've got the actual spell written in the book, but I've been memorizing it, so I don't have to look at the phone, but maybe I won't even have to look at the book. Other than that, guess what? They're singing to their people. Boys, Mama's working. That's the soft warning voice. Our last name is Lyons. Mama knows how to roar. Okay, so let's do this just real quick. I've got an abalone shell with sage in it, white sage, and I know, but I'm sorry. My chakras and my nervous system are so hardwired to the scent of white sage for 30 plus years of working in the spiritual, metaphysical, pagan genre. And I love it. So that'll be our element of air in the east. In the south, I have a tea light candle in a votive here. I probably popped up the picture for this, but in the south, already anointed with the frankincense oil. In fact, all of the candles here, I've got a bunch more on here as illuminators. So it'll look pretty in the picture. For the element of water, I've got the Cancerian holy water that we made earlier this year. For the element of earth, I've got two of my favorite resins to mix together: frankincense and honey amber, both not just element of fire, but planet of the sun. This is a solar sabbat. So gonna put that on there, but gonna bless all of that, put it all together. And let's do this. I'm going to light the illuminators first, because they're going to look cool. And also it's Lughnasadh, right? It's a solar holiday. You wanna kind of consider it. Oh! And I'll read you the spell, right? Make it feline hilarity. Day, night, magic time, human time, doesn't matter. There we go. Oh, these smell so good. That's the thing, a little bit of a really, really good, maybe, yes, expensive essential oil will last you a lot longer than a lot of the blends. Particularly if you're using them for magic. Depends what you're using them for, obviously. But, it's part of my craft. I want quality tools, but I'm not breaking the bank for them either. Just one more. So I could have lit these before I started, but it's the ritualistic part of it that helps the mind focus. Alrighty. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. And here we go. Creature of air, I do cleanse and consecrate thee in the names of the mighty ones of the East, casting out all negativity from you in this world and in all worlds. Blessings be upon you now. So will it be. And so it is. O creature of fire, I do cleanse and consecrate thee in the names of the mighty ones of the South, casting out all negativity from you in this world and in all worlds. Blessings be upon you now. So will it be. And so it is. Creature of water, I do cleanse and consecrate thee in the names of the mighty ones of the West, casting out all negativity from you in this world and in all worlds. Blessings be upon you now. So will it be. And so it is. O creature of earth, I do cleanse and consecrate thee in the names of the mighty ones of the North, casting out all negativity from you in this world and in all worlds. Blessings be upon you now. So let it be. And so it is. These ones. Water and earth, air and fire, combine to transform and inspire. Align us with divine desire, our highest work we now require. Elements guide so that we may be on our paths and on them stay. We ask thee now, show us the way. What the gods desire this Lughnasadh day or whenever. Oh, Lady High. O consort bright, illumine this working with your light for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So let it be. So it is. Take a minute. It's not a race, particularly Lughnasadh. It's hot. It's hot out there. Bask in that Leo sun. Check, cleanse, and consecrate the Ajna stone. Peace highlight. Here we go. I do cleanse and consecrate this iolite stone by the power of air, removing all negativity from it in every time and place. This is heavenly. I cleanse and consecrate this iolite by the power of fire, removing all negativity from it in every time and place. I cleanse and consecrate this iolite by the power of water, removing all negativity from it in every time and place. I cleanse and consecrate this iolite by the power of earth, removing all negativity from it in every time and place. If you've been watching, you know what's coming. I spike my hair up, scream my head off. It's Dragon Ball Z time. I love this part. This is the words just build up to this. It all does its part. You're gonna make a spirit bomb. Just gonna draw down a ball of chi, of prana, spirit, magic, life force, Reiki, source energy. Hold it in place with a triangle. Tips of the fingers, tips of the thumbs. Here we go. I cleanse and consecrate this iolite by the power of spirit, removing all negativity from it in every time and place, and I empower it that it may be a touchstone, a vessel, a vehicle of the Ajna third eye spell. And hold forever the blessing of Lughnasadh's first harvest, that we may reap the benefits of seeds sown. So let it be. So it is. Take a second. Going up this here. I had a feeling I would need some refreshments. Refreshments? It's just water. Fabulous. Okay. So, everything's revved up. The car's warmed up. Still in the driveway though. Anoint and Empower. Alright. So we just empowered it but I am going to anoint it now instead of doing it while I'm actually enchanting the spell. The same frankincense oil that are on the candles and the element of fire candle. That I wanted to be fresh. Oh, God. Worth it. Really good to keep vampires awake. It's essentially liquid sunshine. Just pull a pipe rally well and just throw it at their feet. Don't do that. It's not the cheapest thing on earth. Okay, the Ajna spell. Would you like to hear it before we actually do it? In case, of course, my patrons and my friends on the Angelo Lyons Mail for Short private Facebook group have access to the Google document. I make it an unlisted link, so you have to have the link to see it. So, I forgot. I've got it in my book. Now in my book it's just an Ajna spell. Here it's Ajna, third eye spell, because I figure most people might not know what Ajna is. Not to be confused with Raja, the brilliant fashion drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race, but I could see how somebody could, or Aja for that matter, a death drop off the... Anyway, so I'm going to read it through for you, so there are no surprises, and then we're going to do it, and then we'll give you a little direction before we even do that. So an Ajna spell. Ajna. Oh, Ajna, by the way, the Sanskrit name, can't believe I forgot this part. This is Sanskrit for servant. Now, Sanskrit is one of those languages that over the centuries it's considered a dead language, except it's popping up everywhere, it seems, which is a brilliant thing. One word can have so many different meanings. Even the different pieces of a word can have so many different meanings to it according to translations and inflection and all of that as well. But Ajna, at least in my studies, have found it to mean servant. And of course what happens when the servant becomes the master, right? When we get mastered by the mind, right? We end up master mind baiting, right? It's not great. It's not great. The mind takes us over. And that's what this spell is about, is addressing your own third eye, the chakra, the brilliant database of sacred wisdom and clarity that's in there somewhere, right? That as you do this for yourself, you're going to be doing this for every third eye on planet Earth. And when you hear the spell, I think you'll get, well, yeah, maybe that's a good idea. So that you become the master of your mind, right? Rather than the servant of it, which is not always the best way to go. So, Ajna, servant, my third eye, open, rise, see from on high, right? So open, third eye open, like an eye opens, and then rise and see from on high. Only truth I bid you see, seek only truth, right? So only truth I bid you see with knowledge and with clarity. The grace of knowledge and the grace of clarity. Clear my mind of all confusions. Break the chains of my illusions, which is a big deal. And yes, this is simple, not easy. We are casting for something here to actually, we're asking for disillusionment, but what's the option? The other option is to stay in the illusion. So clear my mind of all confusions, break the chains of my illusions. Ajna, servant, now shine bright, illuminated by truth's light, for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As I will it, so let it be done. And really, you could just simply say, Ajna, servant, my third eye, open, rise, see from on high, when you just want to activate the spell later. That's the beauty of my work. And you see, you can do this anyway. That's why I don't like make them so specific. Like I do with the astrological stuff, obviously. But for the Sabbats, I try and find stuff that suits the holiday, but isn't like exclusive to, like baking a loaf of bread, right? Well, we did chocolate eggs for Ostara, so I futz with it. I go with where the art takes me. So let's do this. We're going to do it 3 times. First time we're just going to say it so that you can feel, you can wrap your mouth around the words, let them words move through your mouth. Second time we put our heart into it, right? Feel it a little bit, try and tune yourself. And then third time around we go for it. But this one, also because I've got neighbors on the other side of this wall, not a screaming match, not a Archangel Michael draw it down, you know, set the world on fire. I don't want to set the world on fire. It's a lovely song. So to make up for that perhaps intensity, unlike the Heart's Desire spell that I just did 2 days ago for Patreon and YouTube, that was really high voltage. This might be a little bit more still. The stillness, the peace that passes understanding, you hear about it here and there, often is that still point of the mind, and that brings the stillness, which brings the clarity, the surface of the pool of the mind. Does that. Yeah. I just went zen. I'm back. Yeah, so the thing is there's going to be some breathing with this. Not necessarily breath work, but breathing. Because when you're breathing in between the lines, reading the lines, saying the lines of the spell, you can find that still point. Because you're talking to your third eye. That's the spell. You're talking to your third eye. So let's do this. Then we'll have a little cool down. I love you. Please take a nice deep breath. Highlight. We don't have to be so serious about all of those. God's sake, Sun's in Leo. Still point. First time through. Ajna, servant, my third eye. Open, rise, see from on high. Only the truth I bid you seek. Only the truth I bid you see. With knowledge and with clarity. Clear my mind of all confusions. Break the chains of my illusions. Ajna, servant, now shine bright. Illuminated by truth's light. Breathe. Second time. Put your heart in it a bit. Ajna, servant, my third eye. Open, rise, see from on high. Only truth I bid you see. With knowledge and with clarity. Clear my mind of all confusions. break the chains of my illusions. Ajna, servant, now shines bright. Illuminated by truth's light. Breathe. Let that stillness. Third time we add the ending. Let him have it. Breathe. Ajna, servant, my third eye. Open, rise, see from on high. Only truth I bid ye see. With knowledge and with clarity. Clear my mind of all confusions. Break the chains of my illusions. Ajna, servant, now burn bright. Illuminated by truth's light. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it. So let it be done. As we will it. So let it be done. As we will it. So let it be done. So let it be. So it is. Peace that passes understanding. The grace of sacred knowledge and the grace of divine clarity be ours now. Forevermore. At least for now. For the well-being of all. And so it is. Take a minute. Might just take that. Ajna. Little vision, a little prophecy goes a long way nowadays. You don't need the Star Spangled Banner, the Rockettes. You don't need an hour-long vision. Sometimes just a little twink. That's all you need. Seek only truth. Yeah. So let's wrap this up, shall we? Just a little cool down. You better ground. Like if you're doing this in the morning, you got a day ahead, it'll be a good day, but you still want to make sure it's all anchored, right? So one more time. Please take a nice deep breath. It won't take much to just quickly check in. Check in with the body. A little neck roll, a little shoulder shrug. Not the same person, not the same vibe we started with, for surezies. And that light that is just here now and always, but we invoked it, we called it forth. So just focus on the breath again. Just to be here now. Mind clear, perhaps still, perhaps calm, perhaps with the peace that may for a time passeth understanding. And it's from this place I offer this prayer. My thanks to our collective pantheons of the divine, our guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, ancestors, and higher selves, all the way back to the divine singularity, the nameless Tao, the mother of all, for surrounding us in this Lughnasadh act of magic, this Ajna spell, containing and protecting our energy field. And thank you for all the information and energy that exchanged clearly, cleanly, and for the well-being of all. And remind us that every time we do this spell, even just a little bit, even just touch the stone, right? Even just look at it, that this spell is furthered and activated. Seeking only truth. Yeah. Clearing our mind of confusions, but also breaking our chains of illusion. And as we do that, remind us that we're doing that for everybody. The quantum field shifting timelines faster than ever. As we take the hero's journey in human bodies as immortal souls and children of the gods and goddesses all at once, may we see the truth of who we are. May we remember who we are. And may we awaken with the knowledge and clarity, those sacred graces of the third eye, so that when we find ourselves jealous or envious, we know it's being healed for everybody. So let's look at it. Let's heal it. And let's seek only truth. And as ever, as always, thank you so much for using me as the channel of guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power that apparently I signed on the dotted line for. I had no idea it was going to be like this. And thank you for making it the best thing I've ever done, but not the best thing I will ever do. As a mystical artist, as a healer, as a teacher, as a witch, on the hero's journey, just wanting the truth. Thank you for the art, the guidance, the grace, the love, wisdom, and power. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none. Blessed Lughnasadh, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be. Dude, do we gotta put in the theme music? I know, it's a bit of a jar. I could have put on this meditation music, but Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness gracious, I think we got everything done. I'm not even going to look at the checklist. Thank you so much for watching, and blessed Lughnasadh to you. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up wherever you are. I don't care whatever platform you find this on. You want more of me on YouTube, you know what to do. Hit that notification bell and the subscription button, because you never know when I'm going to put out the next thing. Not even I do until it happens. And certainly, if you want the early content, you really want to come play on Patreon, the deeper magic, miracles, and mysticism. I'm there every morning, pretty much, a cup of coffee, bathrobe, talking about the day's lunar astrology and other stuff, offering a prayer and meditation similar to what we did, but it's absolutely different every time. I've never said the same prayer twice in any way, similar in that way. So so if you want the deeper dive, oh my God, blessed Lughnasadh, come Patreon on Patreon. My honor, my holy orders, right? My ordination. Thank you for letting me do this, and thank you for letting me reach out to you. Wishing you all seriously the very best and the very blessed of the first harvest of Lamas of Lughnasadh. May it be a blessing upon you and yours, and all who see you and yours, for the well-being of all. So let it be. I love you. Hail. Farewell.